Yeah.
that it was actually AI. I was like, man, there's no way. That can't be right. And then I, like, in your video, I had to go check it out. I had to go find a book. I had to go look it up.
Oh, when we posted
Like, this can't be happening.
It was really funny when I posted the video. I made two versions of the thumbnail image and the text, where I just kept changing it to E and A. When I first posted the video, I think we posted it with the EI first for like an hour, and then all these people were commenting like, oh, you spelled it wrong. It's spelled with an A, and then we switched it, and after we switched it, everybody was saying, oh, you spelled it wrong. It's with an E. So like either way.
It came up in our group chat a few weeks ago because our third renegade who couldn't be here tonight, Panda, she was like, do you remember a movie with Sinbad who was he was a genie back in the 90s? And I'm like, I remember Shaq being a genie, but I don't remember Sinbad.
People swear that they're not confusing it with Kazam, but it's like, why would there be a movie called Kazam and a movie called Shazam that both have a genie?
Shazam's a copyrighted name, isn't it? Doesn't DC when they own that?
And actually, there is a Shazam movie coming out in 2019, which is the comic book character. But
with The Rock.
You see, I messed them up even more. Like I actually confused Kazam with Space Jam because they both involve basketball or basketball players. But I always figured because Space Jam was a movie with Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes characters, and for some reason I had that plot in my head, but it was called Shazam in my brain, and I think it may have been Shaq in my brain also, but I never put Sinbad into the equation. I never actually thought that far into it.
I wanted to ask. It's crazy, but I wanted to ask, and this is like a directing, editing type question, especially someone like I said who's going to try to do their own videos. In like the Mega Man video or in the Barenstain Bear video, when you're doing the shots where it's you and like your past self or alternate self, how do you do that? How is that? Is that hard to edit? Especially in like the Mega Man video where you had to go back to the Freddy Krueger and have 5 or 6 of you sitting there on the couch. I know you're refilming things. How is that to film and to edit afterwards?
Oh, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And and I knew it before I did that where I put myself into the Nightmare on Elm Street video, because it could have been any other video. I could have went back to the Top Gun video or something. It didn't matter really, but I was like, what would be the hardest, most ridiculous one to do, and the one that doesn't need it because there's already 4 of them, and I thought that would be great. So I'm like, oh, he's going back in time, but he's going back in time to a dream scene that has clones of him. But the hardest thing about it is when I film myself twice, and the timing is one thing, is that I have to say the line in the same exact one of me has to pause, so I have to say one line and then leave a pause for the other version of me to say his line. And even if I'm trying to like think the line in my head, I don't think in fast speed. I mean in real time, I don't think anybody does. So what I think in my head usually goes a lot faster. It doesn't work. So then I've tried to record it. I've tried to like record myself saying both lines so that I can just like, I have the timing there. But you can't really do it that way either, because then you have the audio of the recording, in the footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like then it's like, okay, well that doesn't work. And plus it's like distracting too when you're trying to talk, like say a line, and then you have this like recording yourself saying a line at the same time. So then on the recording, I try to make it where I'll just say one line and then leave that pause. But then you run into the same problem again where, okay, well, the pause isn't long enough or something. So if you look closely at some of that footage, you can see that I'm stretching time out, where like you'll see my head sort of rock back and forth, like I'm kind of reversing the footage and then putting it forward again to like make the footage longer. And then there's parts where I speed it up. So I'm messing with the time a lot. And then also the other thing that's really hard about it is that I'm never looking in the right place. Like I try to meet the eye contact of the other character, and it always ends up like I'm looking like at his nose or something weird. You know, it's just kind of like it just looks a little strange.
Right.
So
yeah,
I noticed there was one angle that you walked into the room. It was an old shot from one of the old videos, and you walk into the room. Yeah. I was wondering how long did it take you to get the camera angle set to where it looked like you were actually, because it looked pretty convincing when you walk in the doorway.
Cool. Yeah,
shot, and you had to like reset your camera to hit that exact mark from the old video.
There was a bunch of them that I just had to do over and over and over again until it worked. It was just a challenge. I mean, I wanted to do it as just a challenge. But yeah, it's hard to explain. I probably did a poor job explaining it. But in the I did a bonus feature where I do it all scripted, and like I go into detail a lot. But it's on the we're still trying to get the new Blu-ray out, but actually it's not even going to be on that one because that's volume X2. Well, by the time we get to volume X3, it'll have the bonus feature that explains it. It is on the volume 9 DVD though.
Okay.
So it is out there. You can get it on there, but if you want to wait for the Blu-ray format, it's probably going to be a little while.
And you've got the AVGN X2 coming out soon, and you also have the complete Board James on Blu-ray coming out soon, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that one's cool. It has some bonus features on there. Yeah, that'll be the first time Board James has been available in. It's been like 3 years since the first one went out of stock. And this would be, and that was just season 1. So this will be the complete series. This is just everything Board James.
All Bootsy. That's all. I just need the best of Bootsy.
Yeah, best of Bootsy. Yeah. Are we gonna be getting some more Bootsy Beats videos? Are we? Because
I love the Bootsy Beats videos.
I know he's been working on another one for a long time. So yeah, I hope that'll be out sometime this year. I'm not sure when or whatever, but yeah, he's fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what would be the hardest game he beat? Probably Battletoads. I mean, Battletoads, that alone is like, okay, he beat Battletoads. What's he got to beat now?
Well, didn't he beat Back to the Future 3 on Genesis too?
Yeah, because we handed him, we're like, hey, here's Back to the Future 3, that you're not going to pass the first level. And then he ends up beating the whole game. It was ridiculous.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Never underestimate Bootsy.
Yeah, we're all like laughing when like nobody expected that to happen. Because when he plays, he gets serious and like I'm gonna beat this game.
And that's one of the things because you mentioned it a lot, and when you and Mike are doing videos, is that when you're sitting there, you're recording a video of the gameplay, you're talking about the games. You're not it's harder to focus and on the game because you're doing so many other things. And apparently, a lot of people, they comment about things. It's like it's harder when you're talking with someone to play the game, as good as you could if you were just sitting there by yourself.
Yeah, it really is. Mike is always doing the live streams and stuff. He's probably been playing a lot more than me lately, but yeah, it used to just be like, if I'm going to beat something, it's like I'm beating it for AVGN or I'm beating it for James and Mike Mondays. Yeah, I'm never actually like by myself trying to beat a game.
Right.
Not anymore.
I introduced my wife to the Seaman episode tonight.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that. That was such a weird game.
She was like, why are we watching this? I said, because we got to watch it for Nimoy.
For Nemo.
Well, I got to thank James too, because for a long time, some of these games that he's shown that some of the functioning in these games is impossible. I thought I was just an idiot for many, many years, and then James actually let me know that no, the game is suck. The game doesn't work right. You're supposed to be able to move that way. So I thought it was just me until I started watching the AVGN videos. So,
cool.
Thank you, James, for letting me know I'm not mentally deficient.
Yeah, that's always cool. A lot of people have said that, and I'm like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I thought I was just, I don't know.
and I was thinking about that the other day because, like I said, I've been playing the NES Mini Classic and playing through the games that are on here. And I was sitting there and I was telling Chief this the other day. I was like, I don't know if it's just because I've been playing these games for 25 plus years, or Nintendo made them easier, but they seem really. I've just been blowing through games on here that I may not have beaten when I was a kid or afterwards. Like I put in Punch-Out! The first game I played on here was Punch-Out!, and within like 15 minutes I was on Mr. Dream or what.
Okay.
Because they couldn't get Mike Tyson on here. Sadly, they couldn't get Mike Tyson.
They had to do the just Punch-Out!, not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!.
Right, and then they put some of the weird things on here is like they give you Mega Man 2, but they don't give you Mega Man. They give you Double Dragon 2, but they don't give you Double Dragon. But they do give you Simon's Quest, James. So when you pick it up, they do give you Simon's Quest.
Cool.
It's a nice little machine. So I know you said you don't have one, or you haven't really had much hands-on time on it. But when you do, I'd love to have a discussion with you about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Is anything else changed with the games, or are they pretty much the same, you think?
Other than save features, I think that's one of the big things is now you can save your gameplay. So you don't have to sit there and go through Zelda 2 all in one sitting. You can save it and go through.
Everything cheating though. the old Zelda 2 being hard, being a challenge that way.
Yeah. It is.
I don't know. I got through it pretty easily. I don't know why. Like Death Mountain gave me no issues this time, and Death Mountain usually kicked my rear end. This time it just, I don't know. But no, everything's pretty much even like slow down and character flicker still in here a little bit. So it's like they really did give you the actual games.
Okay, cool. And there's like 30 of them, from what I understand.
Yeah, there's like 30 of them. There's some, they give you the good thing they only gave you one sports game. They gave you Tecmo Bowl.
Mm-hmm. That's
but everything else they give you Kirby. They give you Castlevania 2, all 3 Super Mario Brothers plus the Mario Brothers arcade game. Ninja Gaiden's on there. Double Dragon 2. The weird one is probably Star Tropics.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm looking forward to, like, sometimes me and Mike are planning to play that one all the way through, but we'll see.
That's probably the only one on here that I didn't spend a lot of time with as a kid. Everything else I spent, that in the original Gradius is on here.
Okay. Is there anything on there that you think should have been on there? I mean, is there anything that's not on there that you wish was?
Other than if they give you Mega Man 2, I think they should have gave you, like, Mega Man 1, so you could play through it, just like they gave us on here like Super C, but they didn't give us Contra. So I think if you're going to give us the sequel, you should give us the original.
Yeah, that is unusual to think that Contra's not on there.
Other than that, I don't.
Number 2, huh?
Other than that, I think they hit pretty much everything. Because Final Fantasy's on here. I think. Well,
they didn't have the original Mario Brothers on there, did they?
Yeah, they had that on here. That's on here. Ice Climbers.
Is it on there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ice Climbers is on here. So they give you some of the black box games. Of course, they couldn't give you Duck Hunt, which I guess if they could have found a way to give you Duck Hunt, that would probably be one of the only other games that you would absolutely need, because it was, everybody had Duck Hunt, or everybody had.
I don't know if I need it,
but I think they did a pretty good job on this. And of course, from what I read, Japan got their own games on there that we didn't.
Really?
Bubble Bobble's on here.
Oh, cool.
I remember your video.
Is the Japanese one like the red color, like the Famicom? It's like the red.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Famicom box.
I'm hoping that if the Japanese did get a Famicom NES Mini Classic, that they come out with the disc system Mini Classic. Disc system games on there. But no, I think it's a really I think it's really a good little system for people who have the nostalgia feel. It's hard to